Hi, I'm Dennis Gage, and welcome to My Classic Car. Well, this week we're back down in Ocala, Florida to look in on one of my favorite collections, the cars of Jim and Rick Schmidt. Now, these guys have a pretty extensive collection, but I think what I like about it is their main focus is low-mileage, unrestored originals, and a lot of kind of different cars, ones you just don't see every day, ones that are underappreciated. The other great thing is they always let me pick what I want to play with. So I decided to go with a couple big GM personal luxury cars, the 67 Olds Delta 88 Custom Sport Coupe and the 76 Pontiac Grand Prix Model SJ. Now, I'm willing to bet it's been a long time since you've seen one of these at a show, if you ever have, and I'm also willing to guarantee they're both worth a closer look. Check them out. This car has less than 1,500 miles.
Yes, we might flip 1,500 by the time this drive is over.
Seriously? Yeah. This is a big car, 29,000 original miles. This is so cool. Oldsmobile really knew how to build a car. Hey Rick, great to see you again, man.
Great seeing you too.
Well, you know, big cars today. Big low mileage cars today.
Big low mileage cars today. Cars that you don't see every day at a car show too. We got some more unique stuff out.
I'll say, well, you know, let's start here. 67 Delta 88 Custom Sport Coupe, right?
Yes,
and
correct. It's a mouthful.
It is, and it's a big car. And I don't remember when I've seen one, or if I've seen one. This is a pretty rare car these days.
I had no memory of ever seeing one until my dad bought it back in the mid-90s, and it's a very unique car. I've only seen one other since, and that was at the 100th anniversary of Oldsmobile. You could argue there was one of everything there.
Well, you know, you look at the front end, the beak, which is almost Pontiac.
Yeah.
And then what a detailed grille.
Big, wide, detailed, lots of die cast and chrome, an awful lot of expense in the Oldsmobile grille at that time. And it's a really unique look. It's right out there too. I mean, I bet those got whacked a lot. Yeah.
So it's probably another reason. It's amazing to find one in such beautiful shape. And then all the side trim, which I guess is brushed aluminum. Or,
yes.
And what it's like. One strip of this is not enough. It's actually double-decker trim over the wheel well.
Double wheel lip moldings and all the brushed aluminum, which is in perfect shape. The car's got about 29,000 original miles on it.
Amazing. And then you get to the interior, and that's another thing, is when you do see this interior anymore, these babies are they have just completely degenerated.
Gone, yeah. So the condition of the interior in this car is just phenomenal, and I don't know that you'd find another one like it anywhere.
You'll see this sometimes in like a Monte Carlo used this summer, didn't it?
Yes.
And if they still got it, it is almost white. Usually it bleaches out.
It just rots out and rips from the top on down. And every bit of this interior, from the carpet to the headliner, is 100% original, and there's just not a flaw anywhere.
The wood grain dash and the big instrument pods, and I love like you look at the heater or the antenna. I mean, all the lettering there is so fine, so delicate.
All that silk screen lettering is still all in place, and
usually it's all rubbed off.
It's usually rubbed off by fingers, and all those panels have been scratched with fingernails.
And a very classic Oldsmobile steering wheel there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've still got that look that they had in the
whole
late
interior.
50s.
You know, they really had a theme that they were carrying forward.
Man, this one really is a unique car. Now, what did it have for an engine?
It's a 425, which was basically the same as a 455. It just preceded the 455. It was a lesser stroke.
I see. Well, let's go look at that
baby. Big hood.
Big hood. I'll say, man. Oldsmobile Super Rocket.
Super Rocket 425. Very well stored and well kept. I've got cars with 2,000 miles on them that look horrid under the hoods compared to this one.
Well, I mean, this is really almost a reference piece. You know, you want to know what they were like in '67? This is what they were like in '67.
Anybody who's restoring a big '67 Oldsmobile is welcome to come visit me, and I'll give them access to the car. They can spend as much time as they like. Yeah, that's why we keep our cars, and that's why we like the unrestored cars. It's not just the point of having them, but as benchmarks. And for the lines that we sell parts for, we have benchmark cars that are unrestored, so we've actually got something real
you can go and find out
use.
How it was. Well, you know, that's a 425. That's a big engine, but there is tons of room in there.
Yes.
I mean, this baby is
big engine compartment.
It's a big car. It is a big car. And does she drive like an Oldsmobile should?
It drives like a dream. You know, when my dad brought this car home from Hershey, I didn't know what the heck it was until I saw it. And it wasn't until I hopped in it and drove it down the road that I nodded my head and said, boy, this you know, what a great car this is. You know,
well, let's hop in it and drive it down the road.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Coming up, we'll fire up the 67 Olds. But first, we'll talk about battery maintenance in the Auto Geek Garage.
My Classic Car is brought to you by Grundy Insurance.
Well, hey, I got my good buddy Mike Prelick from Battery Tender in the garage with me today. Mike, as always, is a pleasure, man.
My pleasure's all mine, Dennis.
Well, and you know I love these things. Right. I've been a Battery Tender fan since you guys have been making these, and I've got them all over. They're not really battery chargers. They're not trickle chargers. They're truly a smart charging device.
Right. They have actually a computer chip in there that monitors your battery all the way up and then back down to a float when it's done. So they're made to be left on a vehicle all the time, anytime you're not using it.
So they know what the battery wants.
They know exactly what the battery wants, and they adjust themselves accordingly.
Yeah. Well, you guys, you know, you've sort of pioneered this technology. Actually, I think found that chip to begin with.
That's
and said,
correct.
Hey, I got an idea. And then you've spread it across all sorts of different applications. You got some new ones here today. I mean, this is a new Junior, right?
This is a new Junior. It actually has a new chip in it, and it also has a new shape. It's a little bit more ergonomic, if you will.
So you can kind of grab it there.
Grab it a little bit easier.
There.
And one of the reasons we did that is a lot of our competitors were coming out with cheap copies, and they were trying to knock us off that way. So we have a design patent on that and got away from that standard look.
Well, and it's not only the standard look though, and you can knock off the look of these, and you can knock off elements of the performance. But one of the things about these that I like is, I mean, you guys really put safety first in these.
Safety is first. That's the first thing we design in a product when we look at something at a new product or a new application. Is it going to be safe? And you know, we always take the extra step to go beyond that. We were the first ones to incorporate fuses in everything we make. Yeah, it's not required by underwriters' laboratories. It's still not.
But it's just the right thing to do.
It's just the right thing to do. It adds cost, but it adds safety.
Yeah. Well, and you know, example, this is the fuse and the quick disconnect, and you always, all of these come with the two sets, the alligator clip sets or the ring ones that you can, you know, more permanently wire on, whether you're going to move it battery to battery or you just want to wire a bunch of vehicles up and plug them in. But I love it. It's just, you know, in and out, disconnect, go.
Plug and play.
Plug and play.
There you go.
And speaking of plug and play, this is interesting.
That is a USB that you could use in your car to, you know, charge your iPhone or your iPad or anything else.
So you don't need your charger and inverter and all that. Oh, that's nice.
That's right.
Now, that is not a normal quick disconnect.
This is not a normal. This is the OBD connector that you usually see on a piece of diagnostic gear that you would get. You could plug that in up under the dash, plug this to your battery tender, and it'll keep your car charged at all times on the tender.
We got a couple new boxes here too.
Right. These are, like we were talking about, they're new for 2012. And this is a new 5-amp waterproof, and this is the new 1.25 amp waterproof unit.
And these are international?
They'll work anywhere from 90 to 250 volts, 50, 60 cycles.
Oh, wow.
Across the board.
Yeah, so anywhere you just have the right adapter and...
Right. These are very big actually in the generator. People with generators, they sit outside, they don't vibrate, you can't hurt them.
And they can take the elements.
Oh, absolutely.
And so 1.25 amp and 5 amps. Now, and with the 5 amp, why would I?
If you have big marine batteries or even an 8D on a tractor or something like that, it'll charge it pretty quick.
So it's just really almost a speed of charging.
That's it. That's all it is. More horsepower.
Now you got what looks like a Battery Tender Plus to me, but in a green box. Are you changing your color scheme?
Not across the board. But we are for this is lithium specific.
Oh, okay.
Because
so like
lithium
motorcycles,
that type of thing. Yep. They take a special charge curve, and we wanted to address that.
Oh, really?
We didn't want anybody plugging the wrong charger into a lithium battery because you can destroy them with a regular charger.
No kidding. Yeah. So what's the difference? What is the lithium like that your lead acids or
they don't like to be taken up 100%.
Really?
They don't like you to hold it there, and they don't like a float. So the minute it gets to around 80%, we drop it off. But it's a lot more to it because we've had to go to several different battery companies to get exactly what they wanted, and we programmed it into the chip.
But of course, you guys did. Because if anybody's going to figure it out, you're going to figure it out.
That's the goal.
Well, hey, if you want to learn anything more about these great new Battery Tender products or any of the classics, log on to myclassiccar.com. And like I say, you know I love these things.
That's it.
I got them everywhere.
We're glad for that.
AutoGeek.net. We are car care.
Next, we're cruising in a 67 Olds Delta 88 Custom Sport Coupe. Okay, well, let's fire this baby up. Well, that is one quiet running car.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's quiet, it's smooth. It's like driving a big Prius.
I don't hear anything. Oh yeah, I mean this is a cruiser.
This is cruising.
Oh man.
It's soft, it's heavy, it's solid. This is what I love about the big Buicks and Oldsmobiles and Cadillacs. They have a feeling of substance to them.
Yeah. This is a car that the longer you look at it, the more you see, I think.
Yeah.
That's why when I saw it in your collection, it sort of stuck out to me.
Yeah, you think like we think because things that you haven't seen before intrigue
Like,
you.
oh, look at that. How about that?
So many people just walk by things they haven't seen before, but they're rare in a different way, in a different category than you would consider a Shelby to be rare or a...
Not because there were so few made, but that there were so few that survived.
And the attrition rate for big American cars is horrendous.
Yeah.
They never got considered collectible. They were just...
they were just cars.
They were just cars, and not many of them made it through the 70s and 80s.
This is absolutely effortless.
Isn't it just a smooth?
Oh, jeez.
There's not a rattle or a clunk or anything in this car.
The touch on this wheel is so light.
Yeah.
Really, it handles nice.
Yeah, cars get criticized today for overboosted steering, but back in the 60s, overboosted steering was considered a luxury.
Like, yeah, I mean, it's like one finger, and you can drive this car. Well, let's step it up a decade and go look at that Pontiac.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Need parts for your project? Then check out this week's Classic Car Marketplace.
Corvette Central has been a leading manufacturer and distributor of Corvette parts and accessories since 1975. We offer free detailed full-color catalogs for each Corvette generation, as well as an accessory catalog. Our updated website allows you to search, view, and order parts anytime. From C1 to ZR1, only Corvette Central has it all. Visit us online or call today. For superior chrome plating, call Paul's Chrome Plating. They'll go that extra mile to achieve flawless show-quality results on all your chrome parts. Paul specializes in chrome plating pot metal as well as steel, aluminum, and plastic parts. Try Paul's Chrome Plating today for all your chroming needs. Call 800-245-8679 or visit us online at paulschrome.com. Need parts for your F-Series truck, Bronco, Classic or Fox Mustang, Camaro, Chevelle El Camino Malibu, or Firebird? Then get your free catalog from NPD, the nation's always in-stock restoration parts supplier. Call 888-893-FAST for your free catalog or visit nationalpartsdepot.com.
Still ahead, we'll check out a 76 Pontiac Grand Prix SJ. Man, that is one sweet Oldsmobile.
That's just
that
like
is so smooth.
Like driving on a pillow, right?
It is, and so quiet.
Yes.
And just, oh gosh. Well, okay, so let's step it up almost a decade, 9 years. This is a 1976 Pontiac Grand Prix Model SJ. This thing's pretty radical. I mean, Pontiacs are always more aggressive in their styling.
Pontiac was always about excitement and performance in the and not just in the way they perform, but they
even the
walk
look.
the walk and talk the talk.
Man,
in the
I'll
styling.
say. And I mean, because this thing's pretty radical. I mean, of course, you know, Pontiac's symbol's the arrowhead, and you see that everywhere in this design. The hood just one massive arrowhead.
And comes to a point in the front, and the grille just has a real serious elegance to it.
Now this is, again, we're talking a really low mileage, unrestored car. This one, that has 29,000
29,000 miles.
This was?
We're down to 1,497 miles on this car. Just shy of 1,500.
This car has less than 1,500 miles.
Yes, yes.
How does a car have less than 1,500
It
miles?
was a graduation present, a college graduation present for a man's daughter. He bought it for his daughter. And she took one road trip in it and came back and handed the keys to her dad and said, I guess she was a shorter girl, and it was too big of a car for her. She didn't feel comfortable in it. She couldn't see out of it well. And
it went into the garage?
And into the garage it went, and there it stayed.
Wow. I mean, you even had the T-tops here. These are so wild. I mean, this was such a, I mean, it's such a wild design.
Yeah, it's got the Hearst hatches on it, which leaked. All of them leaked, but I don't know that this car's ever been out in the rain to test that.
But the white interior, which is just...
It's a dynamite combination, the black and the white. It's like a tuxedo.
And, you know, like you say, I mean, Pontiac excitement, that dash is an exciting dash.
It's a really neat interior.
Golly. And, you know, the half vinyl top. And, you know, these two doors, a lot of times you could get a little claustrophobic in the back because you couldn't really see out. It's got these beautiful, I mean, you wouldn't even call it an opera window because it's so darn big.
Yeah.
But in the back window, which is almost a greenhouse.
Yeah, the car has great style and proportion. The Grand Prix I think was one of the best looking cars of the 70s. You know, it doesn't matter which year you pick; they're all great looking.
It's very flashy, and like you say, I mean, you had this in '76. You were styling.
Yes,
man.
you were.
You were styling.
Absolutely.
But here again, you know, the angles come all the way back. You know, and you know this actually, you know, a few years from this, the boat tail riv kind of.
You've got a symmetry here because you've kind of got the same arrow, the same taper in the back that goes on with the hood, and you know, eventually coming to the point on the bumper.
And these were the Hearst hatches.
Hearst hatches. I've even got the original Hearst box. That's a very rare item because they made the storage box for the hatches out of cardboard. So you can imagine how long that lasted if you used it. So we've got the original hatches in here, the hatch box in here. That's really rare piece. It's brand new. The hatches have never been inside of it.
Holy cow.
And,
yeah, I mean, you use that 2 or 3 times and it'd be over.
Right, right. So
also, I mean, original spare.
Original spare. It's a brand new car.
It's the original tires all around. In fact,
original tires all around.
Unbelievable.
You feel safe driving on original tires? I've never had one blow. We'll be fine.
Oh, good. That's good to know. So what? Now, by this time, boy, engines were seriously detuned. What?
Yes, they were. This has got the Pontiac 400 in it, which to me is the you know, prototypical Pontiac mill.
Well, let's look at that Pontiac mill.
Let's do it.
Open her up there, Rick.
Oh, another big heavy hood.
Yeah, man, even bigger, I think. Yeah, here again, unrestored.
Unrestored.
Not quite 1,500 miles.
And so it's a brand new car. You'll see some patina and a little bit of rash under here, and that's just from sitting in the garage. The Oldsmobile has more miles on it, but I'd say that it survived a little bit better as far as dry storage and lack of degradation.
But you still
under
see,
here.
I mean, there's factory markings.
Oh yeah, we still have all the nice fresh hardware factory markings. The block is all original paint. Nothing's been touched under here. All we've done is change oil and change fluids and dusted her off.
Man, what a find! What a find! And she runs like a 1,500 mile.
Runs like and drives like a brand new car.
I mean, most dealer demos would have more than 1,500 miles by the time.
Yeah, because usually the sales manager was driving it home on the weekends too. So it hasn't even been broken in yet.
Well, let's see what we can do to help that process along.
Yeah, let's help exercise it out.
Stay close. We're going for a spin in the '76 Grand Prix.
My Classic Car has been brought to you by Grundy Insurance and by U-Coat It, the official floor coating of the Auto Geek Garage.
Maybe that just sounds a little bit more aggressive than the Olds. We'll see.
Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, but they tuned the pipes. Compared to the Olds, this has got a very sporty looking dash.
Yes.
You know, lots of gauges, wood grain, wrap around.
Well, that was just Pontiac, period. through the 60s and
Yeah.
70s.
It's all about the driving experience.
Great looking interior.
If you can keep it clean, white just looks great as an interior. It
Yeah.
adds so much light to the inside of the car.
It does.
And then, the T-tops, you gotta love that. This is so cool. What a view. Now this has got a very different kind of a squishy steering wheel. I mean, it's a polymer, it's not the hard plastic, but the whole material of this, the arms in it and everything are kind of this...
Like a urethane.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. But I tell you, this is another really smooth riding and very light handling car for something, of its size.
Well, it is radial tune suspension.
Radial tune suspension. So this is another, absolutely original everything.
Yes. Very low mile car.
I'm looking at 1,400, almost 1,500 miles.
We might flip 1,500 by the time this drive is over.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Really?
Haven't had to do anything except for just keep it clean and keep it running and functioning.
It's amazing.
It's nice that we have it out and exercising it because it's good for it, and it'll be running better after we're done than it did when we started.
This is a showroom car. So until our next meeting, remember, honor the timeless classics. I'm Dennis Gage. Happy motoring.
Attention, My Classic Car fans. Missed one of our recent episodes of My Classic Car? Go online now to check out our exclusive web content. View past episodes of the show, catch up on the latest MCC news, and see Dennis with his mustache down.